Hey guys, it's Aleigha. Today we're gonna be doing my experience with PCOS because when I first got diagnosed, I was looking for videos on YouTube to watch and I could barely find any that were like real people talking. It was always either doctors that actually didn't have it or like photo collages talking about it, like scientific stuff, but I wanted to hear people's like real life experience and I didn't barely see any of those. So we're gonna be talking about that. So to start, I have to give you guys a timeline because this goes back like 7 years. Growing up, I never had any problems with my period. I started my period when I was 10 years old, about to turn 11. When it started, it was normal every single month, never missed one. So fast forward to 2019. So I was 15 years old. My aunt wanted me to be put on birth control because at this time I was living with my aunt. Like I said, I have a lot of story times about my growing up life that I can get into in other videos. But like I was saying, my aunt wanted me to be put on birth control when I was 15. So I agreed. I didn't want to fight with her or anything. So I got the implant, which was called Nexplanon, in my arm. And it was okay for about so I got the implant December 30th, 2019. And around October 2020, I started my period and I did not end until March 2021. I had a period for at least 6 months straight, and the only reason it ended is because I got the implant out of my arm. So I can show you guys my period app. I'm going to show it on the side of the screen right here. I was literally on my period from October until March. I got it out March 2021. I gained 20 pounds when I was on the implant. I weighed 178. I'll show you guys a picture of me when I got it in. I weighed 178 pounds when I got it in. And I weighed 198 when I got it out. So that's not good. I gained weight pretty fast. So I switched to the pill. I switched to the pill and I always forgot to take it. So I just entirely stopped taking it in July of 2021. And fast forward, March 2022. So I had a regular period from July 2021 when I was 17 all the way to March 2022. But right before I turned 18, because I turned 18 in July. Me and my boyfriend were together almost a year. So obviously we were doing stuff. And obviously I didn't have a period for months and months. So obviously I thought, I was pregnant or something. So I had my aunt take me to the OBGYN that I was always going to. Because at this point I lived with my boyfriend because my aunt had moved. I moved in with my dad. And then my aunt moved back. So that's how she was able to take me to the doctor. I went to the OBGYN who gave me the birth control to begin with. They did a bunch of blood work. They tested my hormone levels, my insulin or whatever, my blood sugar. They tested my thyroid, everything that could make you not have a period. And the only thing that came back weird was the thyroid. So they referred me to a thyroid doctor. So I go to the thyroid doctor. They run the same tests again. I'm telling you guys, they took 10 tubes of blood from me. At this point, they said that I had no thyroid problems. That they tested my thyroid levels and they were normal now. So they said maybe I have PCOS and insulin resistance. They prescribed me metformin. I took metformin for a couple months and then I lost insurance. So I couldn't go get it. I obviously couldn't afford medication at 17, 18 years old. I could not afford that expensive medication. While I was taking the metformin, it did not make me have a period. I still had no period. I was having no periods for months at a time, having one, not having one for months. Like I said, I will show you guys my period app. So at this point, I was fed up. I was like, the OBGYN says I don't have PCOS, that I have a thyroid problem. The thyroid doctor says I don't have a thyroid problem, that I have PCOS and insulin resistance. So I was like, why don't I just try a new OB? Because PCOS has to be dealt with by an OBGYN, basically. So I went to the new OBGYN. They did a bunch of tests again. This time they said again that I have a thyroid problem. They said that my thyroid levels were normal, but that my brain was having to work extra hard to make my thyroid levels normal. So they prescribed me a thyroid medication called levothyroxine. Because at this time I did have insurance again. But I did end up losing insurance again because I kept forgetting to reapply. And yeah, I couldn't get the medication. I haven't taken it in so long now. But it didn't really help. I never had periods with that medication. I was on it for like 6 months straight and didn't have a period. So they said I also possibly have PCOS. But my hormone levels were normal. My hormone levels were normal for every single doctor that I went to. There was no other sign that I had PCOS other than the fact that they did an ultrasound and they saw cysts on my ovaries.
So if a doctor tries to tell you that you do not have PCOS without doing an ultrasound, do not listen to them.
They also prescribed me with progesterone because if I don't have a period for so many months in a row, they wanted me to take it to force myself to, so that my lining wouldn't get too thick because they said I could get cancer. At this point, the last time I went, they told me that if I lose weight, that I may get some relief. That's the whole timeline with everything, how I got diagnosed with it and everything else. They really say that they can't really do anything. They try to prescribe me more birth control. I told them no because I'm pretty sure this is what started it in the first place. I was normal before I ever got into birth control. And then once I got into birth control is when I started having all these problems. So I told them I absolutely did not want any birth control at all. My symptoms are irregular periods. Like I said, I will literally show you guys my app. I go months without periods. Then I have one. Then I go months again. 1 month I had 3 in a row. Like, I had it for a week, stopped. Had it for 3 days, stopped. Had it for 4 days. And then it stopped for 2 months. I have acne. Right now, my face is actually pretty clear. I have like one here and one here. But my face does get really dry. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. As you guys can see, I have dry patches all over my face. Weight gain, obviously. Since then, I've gained 60 pounds probably. And it's very hard to lose weight. I've been on a diet, like a calorie deficit, for over a month now. And I'm pretty sure I've only lost not even 10 pounds. Last time I did a calorie deficit, I did lose like 15 pounds. But it's just not going as good this time. I've been staying under my calories. I think I've went over like 5 times. But I've been on this diet for over a month. So that's less than once a week. I do have really bad hair loss. I don't know if that's normal. I mean, you probably can't tell because I have super thick hair. But I lose so much hair. Insomnia. Some nights I cannot sleep. I'll be so tired. I'll lay down and I just literally cannot sleep. I'll just lay there. Fatigue. I'm always tired. Yeah. Like, literally, I always feel exhausted. And cysts. Obviously, like I said, they did an ultrasound. I had cyst lining both of my ovaries. How I'm currently trying to manage my PCOS. I do recommend inositol. That actually did help me. While I was taking inositol, I did have regular periods. But I only took it for 2 months because I just kept forgetting to order and I kept running out. Every time I'd run out, it would like have to start over. Because I would order on Amazon. It's hard to get it at stores near me. Staying active really does help. During the summer, I was having regular periods every month because I was swimming so much. Also, the calorie deficit, like I said, I started last month. I lost about 10 pounds so far, and I did have a period this month. So, well, I'm almost due for my next period, so we'll see if I have another one, but I did have a period at the end of last month, the beginning of this month. Oh yeah, another symptom that I have is infertility. Me and my boyfriend have been together almost 5 years. Obviously, I've never had a kid, so yeah, that's my experience with PCOS so far. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm trying to hit 100 subscribers this year. And yeah, thank you guys for watching.